Hello, hello, and welcome! You found your way back to our humble little podcast, Double AD, and today we talk DC Dark Legion. Welcome back, everybody. It's another edition of Double AD, and I am being joined by a special guest here, all the way from jolly old England, Dr. Slippers, a longtime Double AD alumni. How you doing today, Doc?
Yeah, well, good, man. How are you?
I'm doing just peachy. Are you ready to talk about the thing that's got everybody talking?
Yep, Dark Legion.
Dark Legion. Good grief almighty. We've been waiting for this game for a long time. I know a lot of people in the community have, and I wanted to take a little bit of time today and do a quick review of this and just kind of ask, is it worth the hype? And I asked my good buddy here, Doc, to join me because I want an objective viewpoint. I had hoped that Whitty would join us today, but she is unfortunately unavailable. I will do my level set best to represent her as I think Dr. Slippers will here. But I did want to start off the conversation today by just kind of asking you, Doc, when did you start playing this game? Was it right as it came out? Is it right at the download?
Yeah, well, I downloaded it like straight away.
Yeah,
and then I didn't remember because it sort of went live midnight for me.
Oh,
I'll be in bed, so I sort of didn't remember till about halfway through the next day, and then played it a little bit. Thought, okay,
yeah.
and then I sort of started playing it properly a couple of days in, really.
Okay, cool. What level are you at right now? Because I think, I don't even know how to tell what level. See, this is part of the problem, folks. I'm trying to talk about a game that I still don't have a grasp on all the mechanics of. We'll get into that in a little bit. But what level are you on, if I may ask?
Well, I think it sort of bases level, I think, on your, because it's essentially a base building game.
Yes, yeah.
With a bit of combat thrown in.
Yep.
It seems to base your level on what level your war room is in your base.
I would agree.
I'm level 13 at the moment.
Oh, lucky 13. So far I'm sitting at 15. And I'm not sure if that's good or bad. I think when I first got the game, I know when I first downloaded the game, I spent so much time upgrading my rooms that I think I just gave myself a slingshot ahead of a lot of the people because I didn't know what else to do. I was like, well, I don't know where to fight, so I guess I'll just upgrade these rooms.
Yeah.
So I've got to base level 15, and I've got 29 champions so far. I'm not sure what that means or what that entails, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I've got 24.
Okay.
And like Whitty, just getting a lot of clowns.
Right.
So the clown. I mean, if you've played Heroes and Villains, then that you get goons in that where they're useless. I mean, you wouldn't
homicidal maniacs and crap like that. Yeah.
Biff's favorite. Yeah. But you never use them. I haven't leveled any of them.
No.
Because I just, certainly from experience of Heroes and Villains, it's like, why would I?
Right, exactly. And I've taken the same stance. In fact,
you don't even, when you unlock another one or you get a duplicate, it doesn't level up the stars like it does with the champions. So
yeah, no, and I'm just as happy to let them be a waste on the bottom of my roster. So
yeah.
But all things, because I take it back. I upgraded a policeman to level 3, and I upgraded what is his name? Good Day AK to level 3. And I think that was before I knew better. So
I've got him,
yeah. but I think that was before I knew better. So learning about how to level these guys, by the way, I'll start there because this is kind of crazy. There's a thing here called level sync in the game, and it took me forever to figure out how to get it to actually work. But once I did, it really helps the roster out big time. And this is a positive that I'll say towards the game, right? You can put lower level champions into these sync slots that you don't have leveled. or necessarily geared, and it gives them a little boost or a stat boost to jump up and be playable on your roster. And I think it's great. I've chosen 5 heroes: Wonder Woman, Batman, Harley Quinn, Black Adam, and Superman as my top 5 champions that I will always train. And for the time being, I've placed in Luther, Stargirl, what's her name, Mara, Flash, and Aquaman. So I've got all those, Legion of Doom. I almost said Legion of Doom. Justice League characters set so that when I do a match, I can utilize as many of the Justice League characters for their bonuses as possible. Which I still don't understand those bonuses, by the way, but we'll get to that.
No. Well, I agree. The level sync is pretty cool. Yeah. The only thing is when you drop someone out of it, I don't want to leave someone in level sync too long, because you'll end up going too far ahead in the game,
right?
And if you take them out, then they're right back at the bottom,
right?
So I took Red Hood out because he was in my level sync, because I actually want him to be, because he's a very strong character.
He is.
I wanted him to be up with the best.
Right.
It's probably worth mentioning to those of you who have played or haven't played that it takes your highest level character. It takes your lowest level character from your top 5 characters as the base for the level sync.
Right. So that if you have, say 4 members geared to 120 or level to 120, and you have one level to 117, all the rest of them are going to be level to 117. So
that's right.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing, and you're definitely right. You don't want to leave them in there too long, or else, you're going to fall behind. But nevertheless, it's an interesting thing. And let's get to the real crux of the issue for me personally is I look at this thing and I don't see one game. I see several mini games. And that's kind of how I have to look at this. And I think once you look at the game from it like that, it's just going to make a whole lot more sense. It's going to be a whole lot easier to digest, because we've only spoken about one aspect of the game, that's level sync. And it's not even a real playable aspect of the game. I mean, you have to set up war rooms and training nexuses, and you have to collect the bonuses from them every day. And they fill up fast.
And then they do, yeah. And it's a game you can actually just dip in, play for 10 minutes. And it's also a game you can sit there and play for 2 hours.
Yes.
It's a strange game, because there seems to be almost always something to do.
Right. I mean, it's almost overwhelming, and I'll say that, because at first when I started playing it, it definitely was. It was so overwhelming. I had no idea and to be honest, guys, I still don't know what I'm doing. Holy crap. What am I building gear for? What am I, what am I farming? I know what I'm farming experience mats for, but why do I need 2 chip rooms? Why do I need 2 research laboratories? Why do I need 2 biolabs? All of these different things kind of add up to me, and I'm just, maybe it's because I spent so much time in leveling up the rooms at the beginning. I didn't really focus a lot on the actual gameplay itself, which is my bad. One thing that I will note, you get those little yellow dots, those ellipses from the people who want to tell you something. And I keep getting asked about setting up an aid center, but I don't know where to set one up at.
Yeah, that's a strange one. I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
Myself, and I do tend to skip through. I've got one here actually.
You just tap through it and just blast it. Yeah.
Normally. Maybe we could set up an aid center.
Right.
Wonder Woman's asking for one.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea. But how?
Okay. Good idea. But where do I set it up at? Right. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume it's in the shelter bit. So
right.
Again, we probably need to explain this, but you have your base, which is underground, and then above you have shelter for all the people of Gotham who are trying to escape. The Jokers, as they're the enemy, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they have the Joker's gang.
Yeah. So you can set up a base above ground, and it's less interactive than the one below ground, but it earns you resource, which is basically just money.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that that I don't like. And this was the primary reason I started playing this game is because I wanted a fun DC game to play again. And, you know, in many, many ways, that checkpoint has been met. But in the biggest way that matters, I can't successfully play with my crew, the double AD team who wants to join together. We can't really form an alliance in the same way that we could in other games, DC Heroes and Villains or DCL, for example. We just can't do it, and I'm not sure why.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's loads of servers, and I've noticed that. So I think it's as soon as one server sort of fills up with players, it will then generate a new one. I've seen people recruiting in server 247, and I think the server I first went into was 218 or something. But what you can do is you can create a new character, a new player, basically on another server, and you can choose what server that is. But the only way you can play with your comrades is to be in the same server. Yeah. So you've got to then create an account to play, and it starts again as well. It doesn't let you sort of carry that across your existing account across into your new one to play on a different server. So that's what I did last weekend. I set up a new account in Witty's server, not realizing that UAB were in a totally different one, and
right.
So we can't. All three of us can't play together still.
Yeah. And I don't want to start over. If I'm being honest, I just if I start over, I'm quitting. You know, I don't know. Yeah, it's really a tough gig to play with there, especially when we don't have an avenue. You know, like you said, with the servers whole thing. I don't even know about the servers.
No, and it doesn't even let you choose a server when you first set the game up. So, say for instance, some of the other crew wanted to start now, you'd have to get them to already create an account and start the game to then create another character to join the correct server.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and
it's an odd one.
I would like to pivot a little bit and talk a little bit about the actual gameplay itself when you go into the map. Notice the first thing is the bat signal is kind of the land area. It looks like the bat signal. I think that's pretty cool. It's still very difficult for me to figure out the difference between, say, the patrols that you send dispatch for. Like, I just keep doing them over and over. I keep initiating those patrols, but I have no idea what I'm actually doing in there.
No. They're really weird. It's an. I mean, it seems to be you send this patrol off.
Right.
You have a ship that then flies across the map slowly for the allotted time that the patrol's supposed to take, and then within that you can then attack other people,
right,
who are also carrying out patrols. And to get resources from them. I don't think you take them directly from them, but you get them. But most of those are impossible.
Yeah, most of them.
Most of them. Some of them you can do.
Some of them you can
do. But yeah, and these patrols take a little while, and this is what keeps you in the game when you do like a 2-minute patrol, because I'll wait till that one finishes and then I'll put another one on, and then you keep doing the same.
Right.
But
it's just a time waster. But
there's grey patrols, isn't there?
Oh yeah,
so
love them to death.
They're the ones that take 8 hours. So I always do one of them before bed or before work, because I can just leave it and I'm not keep going back in the game and setting off more patrols. But again, like you say, don't really know what you get from them except some resources, and it doesn't. It seems a bit of a a strange
It's
thing.
yeah,
It's almost
it's a bit
it's like
superfluous for me, especially when you consider the fact that we have Meta Brawl. We haven't even talked about that yet. Is that our actual PvP, I believe? And
I think so.
yeah, I think so. I'm just guessing. Um, but that's our actual PvP, and we get, I would say decent enough rewards out of it. But at the same time, what's the difference?
Yeah,
So
yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's yeah, and the meta brawl is very limited on how much you can do on it. You can
yes,
sort of do 5 a day, and then no more. That's you can, yeah, and it also it varies on the different opponents you meet. Some
hmm
could be really high powered, which
right,
I guess is the same for any leaderboard. Um, but some will get you further up the leaderboard than others. Yeah, I'd say
yeah.
it's baffling.
It is. It is. There's also things in here like the Anti-Crime Network, which is just a resource, again, for you to pick up gear and materials. There's nothing special to write home about there. It's a ladder climb, or a terrorist fight system there that you can collect metal and XP mats and tubes and all kinds of crap. The training
Yeah,
simulator is a bit interesting for me. I'm not really sure what it does aside from give you a buttload of experience points or XP mats.
yeah,
But there's also a
yeah. I quite
new
enjoy that
there.
because that
Well, do you?
yeah, only because you just leave it on autoplay and it will just play until you are not strong enough to play anymore,
That's right.
and and then it's quite satisfying when you've leveled up a few characters and you go back in and you get a bit further.
Yeah,
I quite like that. It's a sort of progressive thing, which I quite enjoy.
yeah. There's also things like
Uh,
the combat cycle in here. I'm not sure what that does.
that's almost like a raid boss, isn't it?
Kind of,
That's
yeah. It is kind of like a raid boss, except I can't get any higher than, you know, a certain point score on it. And I can't invite people to help me with it. So I don't know, again, what that's all to do with. Um,
no. Okay, it's a flex, isn't it?
yeah,
It's
again,
how
we're just
how powerful are you?
right again, and it feels like this goes back to my initial thing. We're just kind of pounding buttons to pound buttons and play a game. Um, but
Yeah.
um, and then of course this
The
new
only
one
thing I've
opened up, the Darkest Timeline. I'm not sure what that even is. I have
Yeah, I haven't got that one yet. That's
okay,
unlocks at level 15, but
okay,
I know Witty had played it,
yes,
hadn't
she
she? And
had, and I'm in there
um,
too.
but the thing I find the most confusing are the Umbral Rifts and defeating the Dark Legion,
Yeah,
because you set something up. You have to initiate
right.
a game,
Yeah,
and you can invite people to it. I haven't got anybody to invite, so it
I
seems
just
strange. But
yeah.
you can join James Gordon's one, but it counts down 5 minutes until it starts,
hmm
but then nothing happens.
Right. I don't know what that is. It just
I,
it
I
it
don't
comes
I,
and goes, and
I
okay.
don't know if you're finding the same, but it's there's nothing to do in it.
No, you just
You,
build a
you don't
team.
battle.
There's no battle. You
Yeah,
just build a team. You just request people to help you, and that's it. I mean, I don't get that.
yeah,
I don't get that at all. So there are still a lot of
yeah,
things that I think, in just my humble opinion, that they're still trying to work out of this, that they're still trying to put into it or work out of it, or you know, however you want to split that coin. But I think this is definitely still a work in progress. It's a very ambitious game. It's a very
yeah,
ambitious game. And I think that shows DC really put their heart and soul into this. And I would have one major complaint, aside from the fact that we can't utilize our alliances the way that we'd like to, is, and I'm going to
yeah,
echo a witty sentiment. Other people might feel differently, but I hate the graphic, the artwork on this. It just looks like it's half finished to me, and the characters don't look as good as a result. I'm sorry.
yeah. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it
Sure,
look like a comic, aren't they?
sure, sure, but it
Which I
doesn't.
don't think any other game has tried to do yet, as
Right.
far as I know. but like DC game anyway.
Right.
I don't mind it, but it's not perfect by any
No,
stretch.
no. I mean, Harley Quinn looks kind of washed out, and I mean, Batman looks okay. He's Batman. What's he gonna look like?
Yeah,
Superman looks weird. Wonder Woman looks kind of funky. Um, there's just all kinds of things going on in here.
I quite like the Penguin.
Oh yeah, Penguin is good looking. You never heard me say that
Yeah,
before. But Penguin is good looking. Um, Red Hood isn't bad looking actually. For all things considered, he looks pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the characterizations with regards to artwork. Um,
no,
and I guess
Ivy is terrible.
yeah, Ivy's not great, is she? She looks washed out as hell. Um, what was I gonna say? Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead, man.
Um, I'm just upgrading Red Hood
Oh, you're
now.
upgrading Red Hood as we speak. Okay. Yeah.
Just to get him up to level 90, which is my current level cap.
Wait until you get past 90 because you're going to make a huge jump. It's going to go from 100 to 120 really quick. So
Yeah.
once you get into 15, yeah, once you get to level 15, you're gonna see a huge jump. And I think just from my playing here, level 15. And I apologize, folks. I keep looking down at my phone here, but
So do I.
but no, if I look here at level 15's map, I can tell that you know how when you end a I guess a mission is
Patrol.
for a mission. You can't get any more missions until you upgrade your room, your war
Yep.
room. Well, now I'm at level 15. I don't have to upgrade my war room to get more missions, or so it seems. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so there is a light at the end of the tunnel for those of you out there who have just started the game and figured to yourselves, well, I'm just upgrading rooms for no reason. Just FYI out there. Yeah, I don't know.
So
I,
you're in a league, are you?
yeah, I joined up with Gotham's just because it was generic, and I figured once we get everything square, I can leave the Gotham GPD and go into a different alliance if they ever fix it. If I play that long, to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm kind of spoiling myself for the end here, but yeah, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze for some of this stuff.
How many people are in your league,
Um,
in the Gothams?
there's a lot.
'Cause
There's
you
a
can
lot
have
of people.
40 members, can't you?
Yeah. There's a lot in there. But here's the thing: people are coming and going all the time, and I can't keep track of it. It's just a
No.
chop shop basically, as far as alliances go or whatnot, what have you. So I'm fine to stay in here and just piddle around until they figure it out. But what do I know?
But yeah, well, I'm still in my. Well, I created Atlantis A Dark.
I see that for whatever it's worth. But yeah.
Uh, because the character limit was too small,
Mhm.
so you couldn't have Atlantis After Dark.
Right.
But yeah, I'm the only member, so
God.
we're doing really well with the contributions.
Right, I know. That's by the way, you would think that in the Gotham I would have more contributions, but we don't. We're always stuck at the same place because people, like I said, it's a chop shop. People come in and out of there all the time, so we don't ever get a chance to beef up our headquarters, if you will. But I digress. And I'm happy to be that way because, I think I'm ready to give sort of my ultimate overall take on this game, which is, do I think it's worth the hype? And the short answer is no. I don't think it's worth the hype. I think it's got a little ways to go yet. I think that if they make some improvements over the course of the next month or so, it'll be a viable game. It'll be a great game to play. I haven't had any bugs, by the way, crap up on me. I haven't had the game crash on me. I haven't seen, and I'm not sure about your experience, Doc, but I haven't had the game flip out or wig out on me at all. It's actually well built.
Yeah, Yeah, I'd agree with that. I have had a couple of freezes, but they tend to happen when you're doing like an auto battle that goes on to another level. Like you know, so I'll explain it, but that you have certain sort of paths that you can take as a mission, and it has an autoplay where it will automatically load the next battle for
Yeah.
you. A couple of times that's frozen at the end of a battle, but it's no biggie because I've just quit the game, gone back in, and it's saved my progress. So it hasn't bothered me very much. It's not like I've lost everything. I've just sat there
Right.
doing nothing to achieve.
Yeah. No. And I guess I've been fortunate then because I haven't had a crash, but I would probably rate this game. Now, don't get me wrong. I say that, you know, it's not worth the hype. It is a fun game. I'm not trying to say that, you know, I'm not having a good time playing it. I sure am. But
Yeah,
I would have an even better time if I could play with my friends and if we cut out some of the fat, trim some of the fat out of there, you know. Like we said before, we don't understand some of the mechanics of the game. There were certainly, I'll pull it up here and tell you, but yeah, the combat cycle and the Darkest Timeline, Defeat the Dark Legion. Like neither one of us know what we're doing in Defeat the Dark Legion, so that can be trimmed. But I would like to see, yeah.
I don't know about you, but I find it's almost like the game hasn't been made by the same team across the board. If I go into my legacy rewards, which is a reward off the main screen, you go to the challenges, they've got a green go button, and that turns blue when you've achieved it to claim the rewards.
Right.
But if you go into the event, which is like a wrapped present, and that's also rewards and things. Right. The go button's blue, and when you win it, the claim button's green. So they're completely the opposite way around. It's almost like there's no continuity as to the
it's a multiverse. It's the multiverse, right? It's the way they explain it. No, you're right, and that is another complaint of mine. This claim system where you're claiming all your prizes just gets tedious. We need a big claim all button for everything.
Yeah,
that would be ideal. But I guess that goes against
so much to claim. There's so many different places to claim things as well. I mean, I'm not sure if you found it. It took me a little while to find it, but if you on the home screen, on your like base screen, you press the 3 lines under your avatar, you scroll down, there's a collection button.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you can claim a reward for every single character and every single upgrade to a character that you've unlocked.
Okay.
And it takes ages because you have to do, if you don't know about it,
right,
and you go in there, you've got, like, for instance, I don't know, Captain Cold. I'm on 5 blue stars, so that means I've unlocked him 10 times.
Right.
So there's 10 things you've got to claim for him individually. And then it's the same for your gear as well, or your it's one of the special gears.
Right.
There's one for every one of those as well. You get another prize out of it, but it's not big. They're not big prizes.
No.
So,
yeah.
Another thing.
It's just another thing, right? And I think that's the purpose. What I was going to say is I think that's really their goal, is to keep you clicking and keep you playing. If they put a big claim all button up there, they probably would. It wouldn't be as much of a time suck. But I think I'm going to summate my findings on this by saying that I don't think the game is worth the hype. That doesn't mean it's not fun. Get out there and try it. I mean, you might really like it. You might dig it. I think I'm going to play it for about another couple of weeks and see how things kind of shift and shake out, or if things keep moving. It's a trial basis for me. I'll keep playing as long as I'm having a good time on it. If they happen to fix the Alliance issue, great. And if you're watching DC Dark Legion, please get off your shit and fix it. That would be fucking outstanding.
or
But
even if
yeah,
you could change servers whilst and being able to port your character or all your progress over to
right,
another server.
right. I don't want to have to start over. So if you can get me to a different server, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing I would say on this is to summate everything that I've said. I don't know where to get help from. Like if you have if the game does eventually go buggy, where do I go for help in this thing?
Well,
I've not been able to find it.
there's a support button on the loading screen when you
Oh,
first
it's
go
on
into the game, but that's too late
It
because
is.
that's too early.
It is.
Because by the time you've got a problem, you've got to quit the game to go back in to go to the support thing. There is, if you go on your character on your avatar at the top left, there is a smart support button,
Okay.
and that almost has like an AI Q&A thing. So you speak to it, but it automatically generates topics and things, which may or may not be helpful. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I didn't know that. So put that on the list of things to fix, DC Heroes.
Yeah.
I almost called them Heroes and Villains. DC Dark Legion. Good grief almighty. Listen, I want to get your I want to get your final thoughts on this, Doc. What do you think? Is this game worth the hype to you?
Like you, I'm enjoying it. It's certainly a different approach to things. I don't, just to try and compare it to other games like Heroes and Villains. I've played that a lot, but
Right.
I don't like the match 3. I don't see the point in the match 3
Yeah.
because actually it's completely irrelevant in that game. At least this game seems to be more of a game that you can, the base building is meh. I've never been a big fan of base building games,
Right.
but generally it's quite polished, and they have obviously spent a lot of time on it, but it is a bit tedious at times.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of a time suck. If you have time to sit and play it, great. But yeah. All the damn rewards.
I mean, I've just seen you can unlock. I don't know if you ever been to the hangar. You can unlock other ships.
Yes.
For the patrol missions.
Yes.
There's nothing in there to say how you can unlock it.
No. Yeah.
There's an unlock button,
but you can't unlock it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's coming soon.
Yeah. Coming soon.
Yeah. We've all got our own version of that, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, it's a good game. But
it is, yeah.
And certainly I would recommend trying it because you might love it. It might be your thing. You might love exclamation marks and notifications all over the place. I made the mistake of turning on notifications on my phone for it. It tells you a room's ready and it's not.
Right.
So
you solve that really quick.
Yes, come on. I mean, it was nearly ready.
Right.
And it's almost like it's preempting it, but yeah, it seems it needs to be accurate. Yeah. And it tells you someone's
challenging you in the meta brawl. Yeah, I've seen that.
But you can't do anything about that.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
You just see the notification. Actually, one thing I will say, in the meta brawl, which is like the PvP, you can actually play a replay of the battle.
Oh.
So you can see how badly they beat you, which is interesting because there was no way of knowing where your team went wrong
in
your
previous
games.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good feature.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
I think you can do it in the meta brawl. Let me have a look.
Yeah, if that's a thing, then I'll definitely be looking at that because that will definitely help me in that meta brawl to really build teams because you know, like you said, that still is an aspect that I'm kind of struggling with. I understand that you can group certain, you know, characters together and they give each other synergy and all that, but trying to find, I guess, quote unquote, the meta team still eludes me in this game. I don't think there is a meta team yet.
I mean, if you've seen, you can create a defensive team in Meta Brawl.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've just discovered that.
You were getting hammered.
Yeah, every time. But if you're on the Meta Brawl thing, there's a little, like a checklist icon next to where it says Challenger Group. If you click that, that tells you the report, and then you get a stat button, and it actually is quite comprehensive. It tells you all of their players and what level gear they're at and everything like that.
Okay.
And then there's a play button at the top where it will replay the battle. You can also do that on those patrols as well.
Okay.
So you can see a battle from the patrol.
So more time, folks. More time spent in the game.
Yeah, more time in the game. Getting that play time up.
That's right. That's right. Log those hours. Yeah. So let me get your final thoughts on this, Doc. I'm curious. Is it worth the hype or is it not worth the hype?
Again, I say worth trying.
Worth trying.
But I wouldn't say it's worth the hype just yet. There's still lots of improvements and streamlining. I think they've overcomplicated it.
Yeah.
Because there's for a new player, too much to do.
Yes, it's overwhelming.
It's totally overwhelming. There's no. Yeah, it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's like a fire hose. It's like just flood them. Yeah. But anyways, I want to tell you, Doc, that you have been a fantastic guest today. And I want to ask you if you have words of wisdom that you want to share with our audience in a true old school AAD fashion.
Just carry on doing what you're doing if you're achieving what you want to achieve. If you're going nowhere with what you're trying to do, scrap it, start again.
I agree.
I don't like setting up a new character on this game, but that was totally off the cuff, and I'm not a very philosophical person, so
it's okay, man. It's okay. I put you on the spot, and that's my problem. That's my bad. No. And by the way, folks out there, if you like what you see, do all that stuff. Give me a thumbs up like the Fonz, and click the little notification bell and do all the things that you're supposed to do, all that hot shit. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know. You guys are the young ones. Keep me young at heart. Subscribe. Listen. I want to tell you all from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. We'll see you next time right here on another edition of Double AD. So long, everybody.